the day. Okay, but as we've been discussing, we know what the market bias is, so that gives us an expectation about what will be the outcome of moves like this morning. All right, so we'll go over that. We'll also go over today's plays. Let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for February 10th, 2021. Q's down 0.23, SPY basically flat on the day. Okay. This morning we had a pretty steep sell-off right there to open the day. There we came into the hourly support here, and since then we're able to recover almost all the way, at least for the Qs, back to the close, and SPY was able to basically do so. So, coming to today, bullish on the market, as I said on Monday, not surprised if we get sold. We are a bit extended, right? But we should expect that these sell-offs to be buyable opportunities, okay? And that's what we saw again today. So what would have to happen for today's sell-off to be the start of something? We would really have to take out today's low, okay? And then we can look for the next either breakdown, sell setup as a shortable opportunity, okay? So we're still at least one setup away from a shortable opportunity here in the market. Doesn't mean some individual names aren't shortable or anything like that, but it does mean that my expectation moving forward is still bullish on the market here. Okay, came in, tested support. We're actually still extended on the daily here for the Qs and SPY. Okay, so any kind of daily pullback will be really important for the market, as you've seen in the past. As we've come to check the rising 20 here, it's resulted in a significant bounce there to new highs. Okay, so still bullish on the Qs and SPY going into tomorrow. All right, let's take a look at today's plays. Okay, starting off, the first play was the AYRO. Gave this a shot here as it was breaking out over the top here. I got this a little bit late, so did kind of get that with a little bit of slippage there. I liked the daily a lot. Okay, as it was taking out the resistance here, beautiful daily and beautiful weekly as well. Okay, nice pullback, base, right? Really, really pretty. But when the market came in, so did the AYRO. Okay, so you can see this AYRO stop was underneath 820, took that out. Now, you look at something like this, and of course, you can look at it at the end of the day and think, man, I had this long from, I don't know, 840, 844, and now it's all the way up to 1150. What a disappointment and things like that. But honestly, for something like this, I'm not supposed to have still held this play from the morning, right? Because the play stopped. The play failed. Let me go back to here to the 5-minute. The play failed, and you can see it's, how much it ran up in the afternoon is kind of skewing the charts. So it's important to draw that distinction. Sometimes we get out of a play early, and it's because, we had a little bit of profit we wanted to protect, but we knew it wasn't at target. Something like this, I don't think you should feel bad. Now, there were opportunities to get back in it, and of course it's going to be at a higher price than I initially tried to play it this morning. Or you can try to play this transition here at the lows, which is pretty aggressive, and it did get halted there. So that's fine, but honestly, on something like this, I'm not going to beat myself up about. Even though, yes, I did play this AYRO long today and lost money on it, right? Sometimes you look at these things, kind of hard to believe, but timing is everything. Okay, so something like this, I just had a coaching session with someone yesterday. We were looking at individual trades, and sometimes this stuff like this will happen, but sometimes, and he knew this too, he would overreact to maybe a red bar or a topping tail, get out of a play early, even though he knew it wasn't at target. He was looking for much more. That's different. If the play stopped, the play stopped. Okay, you can get back in it, or if you're using too tight of a stop or whatever, then you need to make an adjustment. But that's not really the case here. So if we look at our next play, for instance, I play this IGC as a 5-minute base here. If, let's say, you played it, and I was looking for 340 or so as a target, which we were able to get get past it up into here. So we did take some when we got pretty close to 430, and then took the rest of it underneath. I think I said 1 minute bar by bar. When it did this last piece, volume kicked in. But let's say you played this and you were in it full or still had the back half, and you saw this topping tail. You might have a tendency to like jump out of it or something, even though you know what, this is still trying to base. It's already a little bit extended, and so when you jump out of something like that and then you watch it go, that's different, right? That's different than the AYRO that failed on me this morning, okay? Because that's more of a management. This is still in an uptrend. Yes, it putting a topping tail, and especially if we're in this long, we have a tendency to put too much significance on stuff like this, right? So in this case, right, if you kind of got out early, then yeah, you might want to look at it as maybe it was a mistake. And something like this, I'll get this, pretty often, especially after we get to that first target. As someone asks, oh, can I bring the stop up here? Or can I bring it up to here? Like, because I don't want to see the back half, give back any profit. And usually, I wouldn't take the play unless I was looking for big targets. And so my answer when I get those questions is, can I raise the stop is to here or something like this, which is like not a very secure pivot because we haven't made a new high yet, is the answer is usually you can, but I don't want to get shaken out, okay? Because I took the play for a reason. I'm expecting big targets. Let's take a look at the daily real quick on this. You can see the big transition that's happening here. So you can see the similarities here on the IGC, the rounding 20 MA on the weekly here, curling up underneath, and how that's similar to the AYRO that's been basing the daily here, curling up underneath. So, I'm looking for continuation of these trends after they've given a pause or given a pullback. Okay, and so that larger time frame trend helps to support bigger moves on the daily because swing traders are getting involved. It's not just your daily market makers or scalpers, right? And so that's why we look at something like this, and today's volume should be, the biggest on the chart, right? Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, because of course, would it have been wonderful to still be in this AYRO at the end of all day since the open? Of course, right? It would have been huge. But the play failed. It stopped out. Was there some chances to get in? Yes, but not as good of setups that I thought the worth trying. Something like the AGC, though, I think was fine as far as the management. I think we did well. I think a lot of people played it and did well as well. So that's always good. Very similar kind of play to yesterday's GSAT. We got a little base there. Actually did another base breakout here, which is even more like the GSAT. So, again, like yesterday, some of the better plays are really kind of materializing later. Now, I think if you took advantage of the market drop, use that as a buying opportunity, which I did not, missed out on that, then, you also had a nice bounce off the lows. But something like the IGC, pretty similar there to yesterday's GSAT there. Nice rising 20, curling up underneath, nice uptrend there, and then let it run. Okay? All right. Hope you did well today. If not, we'll be back at it tomorrow, and I will talk to you then. Have a good rest of the day.